Yo, it's the thrill of the game, I'm in the zone. Super Benny on screen, watch me take the throne. Retro classics, I pick them like a pro. Live streaming vibes, come on and enjoy the show.
Alrighty, Super Benny here. It is Video Games Pickups 20, and for this episode we did something different. We went down to Paignton to see what the retro scene is like down there. We obviously previously went down to Torquay. We found a couple of things. We had a little lead to go and check out and say, hey, there is actually some decent little game shops down there. We went to check them out to see what was there. Very honestly, there wasn't an awful lot, to be honest. In terms of myself, I do have a list. As I say, in some other videos, we've been very busy buying and selling and searching. And rather than just buy random crap, you know, random stuff that we don't need and fill up limited space that we don't have, and we're looking for certain things and some rarities. I would say there wasn't an awful lot of rarities. There wasn't nothing that really caught my eye. But hey ho, we digress. Maybe not my cup of tea, maybe, you know, there'd be better stuff in the future, but I would suggest if you're going down there, maybe hop on and hop off. If you're on the train, you can go to Torquay, hit that. There's like 3 shops there, 3 or 4 shops there. You can go around. There's probably about 3 shops there in Paignton, and they're relatively close to each other, so you can, like, if you've got the afternoon off, you can probably do both in the same day and have a good look around. So if you're in that area, it's probably, I would say, best to do both, Torquay and Paignton, and then probably you're going to find definitely something from all of them rather than just pick 1 or 2. I mean, you're not always going to find something in the shop, and expecting to find something in the shop always might not always be the case. So it's okay to go and leave without stuff if nothing takes your fancy, and maybe it's not a condition, or maybe whatever the reason is. So yeah, we had a little look around. There's 2 shops down there. There's Toxic Panda Retro, so as you go from the centre, you go down and around. Very smallish kind of shop. They had a few different sort of games in there. I haven't got an awful lot of footage, just because I was going around with my daughter. We was seeing the movie at the time, which was part of, you know, what we've been doing, and as well outside of just collecting and stuff as well. So we went to watch Peppa Pig Meets the New Baby. So something for her as well. So it was difficult to kind of show some of the stuff in the shop, just because sometimes it can be quite overwhelming for her. She has like autism and that kind of stuff, so it's not always the best place for her whilst I'm trying to check out or film or do whatever. So yeah, it was a decentish shop. There wasn't an awful lot in there. There was a 1 or 2 couple little things. There's some sort of sealed items. There was some decent sort of PS2, PS3, Xbox titles. They had modern stuff as well, but nothing super rare or super crazy or super nostalgia or rare that really sort of hit my box or hit my flavour. The next one we went to was Odyssey, so you can go down round the corner from there. It's probably a 5-minute walk from there. Initially you wouldn't really recognise the shop was there. You didn't think it was open or whatever, but it had the sign outside and it's open. You go through the door and then you see all the games.
Yo, it's the thrill of the game, I'm in the zone. Super Benny on screen, watch me take the throne. Retro classics, I pick them like a pro. Live streaming vibes, come on and enjoy.
Because they have like kind of vinyl at the front, so I guess you can't. That's why you can't see in. But yeah, some decent sort of older games. There's a lot of like toys and random stuff in there as well. There was a few consoles in there. Again, not an awful lot for myself. I think the other sort of rare item I did see in there was Biker Mice from Mars on the SNES. But not an awful lot again. We did find one game from that trip. And this kind of caught my eye for a while. I had been looking for Dig Dug and Mr. Doe, some retro classics from this system, and I did used to have the Atari thanks to my uncle, as we've mentioned, about sort of video game history, my family with consoles. This is really old one, a retro one, only £15. It is Space Invaders. Now, an absolute classic. Everybody knows this. Yeah, we used to even have the little tiny tabletops. We used to be able to play those in pubs occasionally down here in Devon, which you never really see again these days. But one that holds up to the test of time. Some of the graphics on Atari are absolutely pants. They're literally like stick characters or block characters. This does actually have the manual as well. I'm just going to be very careful with the box due to its age. Over 40 years old, 45 probably years old. Was it 1980 I think, so yeah. I asked this to my wife, oh, what do you think of this? And she went, oh, it's a bit old, isn't it? Oh, that's a bit retro, a bit old. Oh, look at it, so it's a really old box and everything. I said, oh, it's the same year you was born. And then she shut up then. She was like, oh, actually, it's not that old. So yeah, that was quite funny. So yeah, a decent little gem. Yeah, a classic. I mean, I think probably the only thing I'd look for is maybe Pac-Man, but Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Mr. Doe. There is a couple of handful of Commodore 64 games, only a couple that I play, but just for nostalgia kind of things. But generally, those consoles are so old these days. I mean, Pong's pretty good as well, you know, and a few others. But you know, you get into the small numbers of you don't really want all of those games. It's not a system you're going to collect everything for, is it? The Atari. The last pickup, another little vintage purchase. It just kind of coincides with sort of nostalgia and the 80s themes. We have been picking up Short Circuit 2. I just love the 80s sci-fi. And this one is an absolute classic. I don't know if anyone has seen this one before, but it is called Batteries Not Included. It is an absolute retro hit from Steven Spielberg. Yeah, absolutely funny film. It's got like the old people from Cocoon. I love it when she confuses like this random like bad guy as her son. She's like, Bobby. And you get some little UFOs coming down and eventually help save the apartment block. And yeah, it's just a pretty nice sort of family movie. Yeah, I think there's only one more sort of little sci-fi movie from the 80s. Just because you don't get it on mainstream TV these days. Anything too nostalgic or whatever, or you know, you don't get really classic movies on Netflix and, you know, Amazon Prime and that kind of stuff. So get the movies you like and you have your own selection, so you can do as you please, isn't it? Yeah, short little video for video games pickups 20. We did that little trip, had a little fun day out, had a little ice cream, found a retro gem. So yeah, just a short little trip to see what Paignton is all about with those two shops. There is more pickups on the way. And I had a few. There was meant to be an absolutely stunning limited edition, but I've had a bit of an issue with a courier. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. If that doesn't play out, then we do have another big hitter lined up to replace that. So I'm kind of indifferent if I do pick it up as well. But we'll save that for another rant video, what happened there. But yeah, some big pickups coming. Yeah, and then other than that, smooth sailing into the summer as well. So yeah, that is it for this video, and we'll see you soon. Take care.